Duke has the longest win streak in the country. They're a heavy favorite, but you never know when two of the best programs in college basketball history get together. Duke controls the tip, and Duke gets the first basket right out of the chute 9 seconds in.
Duke has 3 potential lottery picks between Kon Knueppel, and also Flagg. But look, when you're playing a game of this magnitude, your best player needs to have an elite performance. Great rotation by Duke. He got him wide open down low from Mallory.
And Mallory stuffs it on the feed from James.
Look, Lampkin needs to sprint back defensively. On the floor, when he's sprinting the floor, if Lampkin isn't down there, James finally picks his head up and recognizes he has an easy.
Again, deep into the shot clock for Syracuse. Starling gets to his right hand and finishes. He's got the first 4. Flagg, such a tremendous distributor. Knueppel, well balanced in the lane. And a game high 22 in the win over the Tar Heels Saturday. Brown knocks it away from Lampkin again. And Lampkin slaps it away from Brown, who waits for Flagg to get the ball, and then it's poked away.
Brown just playing passing lanes. Great job getting out there, but you love the hustle by Lampkin getting back.
Duke scrambles back so well defensively in transition, and the Arts cannot get an easy shot. Starling will pull up, line drive in at 3, and he's got all 7. Last game, J.J. Starling has begun 3 for 5.
Flagg has not gotten a shot off in this game as of yet. First one.
And he rattles it home.
Can't leave Flagg for a wide open chip.
12th straight game with a made 3. Flagg. Moore gets a look, and then Evans with a late denial. And then Brown tips it ahead. Starling will.
That's where the play is every time. You got to look opposite. You catch the ball in the middle. Great job by Dunbar to turn, face, look opposite, kick it right to Evans for a knockdown 3.
That's the highest assist rate for Duke since the Dick Groat team of 1951-52. McLeod, very little used this year, but he's played the last couple of games, and the big man scores. They'll share it again. Evans with a shot fake. Back for Proctor, a 3. It's good. Evans hit the last 3 and sets up Proctor for the next one. 4 assists, 6 makes for Duke this evening. Starling guarded by the much taller freshman Flagg. Starling rejected by Flagg on a 3-point try.
Because every Duke player has left their feet for every shot.
James for 3, it's good. A timeout needed by Adrian Autry as Duke hits 3 consecutive threes. Is it a 2-person race?
Yes. It's between Cam Jones, he's in that too, but I think it's between those 2 respectively.
Bell puts it on the deck and rattles home a 3. A needed answer.
Just look how far out Syracuse is running their offense. Good pass.
McLeod catches and finishes. 2 baskets for Naheem McLeod. It gave Duke a good fight week and a half ago. Ultimately fell at home. Proctor for 3.
But we talked about if you keep going under those screens. I know Syracuse typically sits in deep drop coverage.
Duke has hit 5 of its last 7 from deep. Very good 3-point shooting team, and they take a lot. Davis fading and scoring over Knueppel. Carlos picks up Flagg again in the half court. James drives it over McLeod and finishes. Foul was the second on Knueppel. He'll stay out there. Starling trying to get around his old teammate Brown. Cuff. Malowacz goes straight up in the air, and Brown snatches it away. Flagg. Brown is screened.
That's where he's going to get a shot. He's going to get a shot on any pick and roll with Malowacz because Lampkin is in such deep drop coverage.
Taylor.
Listen to the communication on the court. Wow.
Found Lampkin.
Well, we talked about Lampkin ceiling.
1,001 career points for Lampkin. Congratulations to him. Malowacz. Thunderous finish.
If you're Flagg, that's going to be your bread and butter.
Back-to-back possessions have gotten a point. A basket from Flagg, Malowacz pick and roll. And there's a 3 for Lucas Taylor. Much needed for the senior from Raleigh. Both teams have used their first half timeout. Proctor. Malowacz screens for a Proctor 3. Kon Knueppel and Tyrese Proctor each had 9 in the first half. Knueppel set up by James, spins in. Duke 7-3 of the night. Can Syracuse hang around, find some baskets here to start the half, keep this thing from getting out of hand. Davis, that'll do.
Minus that.
They got lucky there. Foul was Lampkin's third. He stays out there, the Syracuse big man.
There we go.
Off his hands, though. You like the idea there?
Well, drag that screen out. Force that defender to come with you.
Proctor elevates and scores it over the top of the freshman Moore.
Turn face, go baseline.
Gonna isolate Davis again. Another fadeaway jump shot. He hits another. Hometown hero from Delaware, led them to their first NCAA tournament 2013. Proctor, model watch, pushed Lampkin, no foul either way. Flagg will go to work on Davis. And the flip is good for Cooper Flagg, who then, I think, got knocked down hitting his own teammate, Brown.
Either one of those guys as defensively as good as Cooper Flagg and making reads, it's complete. It's all facets of the game.
Kon Carlos faded over Proctor, and Syracuse running the fadeaway offense here in the second half. You got to come up with something new against Duke, I guess. Another pocket pass. And Brown brings the Thunder off the drop down from James. Adrian Autry calls his orange over.
Can JB adjust? I think he can potentially, but their continuity system and how that offense runs around Steph Curry, I know you think it adds another dog defensively.
You like the pieces Miami gets back? Andrew Wiggins, a couple other players in a first rounder?
Yeah, I think, oh, good pass. I tell you, Malik Brown. Jon Scheyer was right about him. Not only is he great.
Foster, Flagg, Brown, James, fake, drop, Brown, layup.
It is looking like a clinic.
Good grief. Davis again. He's been the offense in this half. And boy, he can hit a turnaround, Jyare Davis.
This is just not a reflection on Syracuse. I mean, Duke has been dismantling.
This has been a lot longer than 3 minutes right now. Davis again. Feeds Starling, who finally hits a three. J.J. Starling's first points. Foster, good hands by Carlos. And the Syracuse point guard will step through, and McLeod follows the miss. 10 and 9 assists.
That's going to be a shot.
Flagg inside McLeod. A high flying Flagg.
Little head fake here on the perimeter. I mean, it's going against a guy who's 7'4".
The kid that drove 8 hours from Canada is going to feel like he's flying on the 8 hours back home now. Flagg with a blocked shot. I know we talk about Cooper Flagg a lot, and maybe if you don't like Duke, it's Proctor, it's a three, you're sick of it. Here's the thing, he is worth it. Every game he does this kind of stuff. For the past year or so, before Cooper Flagg came to Duke, he's exceeded that almost immeasurable height in a way that not many freshmen do. Hakeem McLeod gets a bit of revenge, and a season high 8 for him.
Yeah, but you look at that stat line, KB, it's 11, 5, and 1, and you're like, oh, there's nothing impressive about that stat line, but if you watch the game.
Autry told us they should know pretty soon whether or not Donnie Freeman is going to have a chance to come back or be shut down. Evans, boy, that is a quick release. Isaiah Evans.
Hiring a general manager, essentially getting a capologist, and you got to raise capital. You see Chris Bell knock down the three. Rachel Baker is in the house for Duke.
Bell misses. Majstorovic. Malowicz draped on him. Bell is all alone, and he hits a three. Chris Bell's knocked down 3 threes tonight.
It takes a certain mental discipline, especially to sustain that discipline throughout the course of a game.
Ball knocked away. There's another steal for Brown. Who else? Foster. Tough finish for Caleb Foster.
On the same. It's just, you don't see this every single day in today's climate.
2 longest win streaks in the nation, Duke and Auburn. Really good St. Mary's teams in there, too. Brown just blocked that shot.
You know, one last thing, Kevin, on Jon Scheyer that I have to give him credit for. It's not every day you get a chance to fill in the shoes of potentially the greatest coach of all time. He's had the top recruiting class for multiple years. We'll have it again next year with Cameron and Caden Boozer. And he has a unique coaching ability that is relatable and keeps guys, oh my goodness. You may not know this cartoon reference, but
JJ Starling, the last bucket. He's got 12. Starling and Davis, the co-Syracuse leaders, with a dozen. There's another Duke dunk. It's Gungba.
No, I think this is just another learning experience. And also, I think that the talent level needs to be elevated for Syracuse. And I think Syracuse fans recognize that. I think the coaching staff recognizes that.
Duke took a timeout to get some substitutes in. Spencer Hubbard, walk-on guard, is in there. Majstorovic floats and finishes. Neil Begovic, graduate student.
Talk about Darren Harris, 6'6" freshman. Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year. Virginia number 31 overall recruit per ESPN Top 100. First game in college was against Stanford at the Garden. And I'll never forget seeing him on the sideline.
That's awesome.
And literally interrupting him during his broadcast, telling him how excited I was to meet him. He's like, go focus on the game.
Sometimes it's emotional letdown. Anything but for Duke, which wins by 29 here in the Dome.
And that's why people are picking this team to win a national title. Human nature is to take your foot off the gas, but that's another team. That's not this Duke team. They are special.